Top cushion, he's going to have to dig down a little bit to avoid the cannon. Just makes the pot that little bit more difficult. Played it well and a nice kiss on the black. So Ding Junhui gets this semi-final underway. Still the best of 11. Good length, but he's left the possibility of a... Well, just first frame, decided not to take a risk. Shot for Jamie Cope, but he's just going to be wary of that red near the blue. If he's playing back to baulk, he's got to catch this just right. A little bit thinner than he's ready. Well, he clearly can, so you'd expect him to take this on. Super pot, right in the heart of the pocket, and that will give you a good feeling.
Trying to leave himself a choice of reds.
5.
And these reds at the top of the table are nicely open enough. The all-important shot, getting the correct
6.
side of the blue, makes positional play a hell of a lot easier.
Yes, and he can just stun this in and play for the red to the left of the pink, just to roll it through for the black. Straight on this red will be perfect. It's available only into one corner pocket. So I'd like to remove the red that's to the left of the black, and then it will comfortably go in both corners. Well, I assume now that the black does go in the left corner as well, otherwise he'd have played for the red.
20.
Not that he doesn't always, but he's looked very comfortable in and amongst the balls this week. Very accurate striking, and also excellent positional
27.
play. He's made the most of most opportunities he's had. Some work to do. The majority of the balls still tightly packed.
$28.
But this is the type of situation at the academy in Sheffield, where a lot of the overseas players go and practice 6-7 hours a day. Well, he wanted to be low on this red, but I don't think he wanted to be quite this low.
35.
And pot the red, but well, he's got one to the middle. He didn't play for the one in the corner, didn't notice the one in the middle, but he's on it, as you can see.
36.
Various ways to go about this now. Obviously, potting the pink, he can collide with the main part of the pack. Trouble is, he won't exactly know whether, does he play for the loose red? I think this is probably the right shot. Could have hit that a lot harder. He's not going to be happy with that, I don't think. He was trying to controlled split with it, wasn't he?
Yeah, I mean, it turned out it looked
Black to split them.
And in the end, opted for safety. Didn't play the pot there. It's a good safety, but he didn't make the most of that chance. Just a fraction short of pace, but the yellows made it a good safety shot now. And it looks like the yellows come to assist丁俊晖. Was one more mistake, and that could be his last one in this frame.
He's going to have to try and keep this cue ball down the left-hand side of the cushion. Not too thick on this. That may be a bit thick. I think丁俊晖will have a chance here. Needed to hit that a lot thinner. Well, he just got away with it. Position's awkward.
Pot cushion, he's going to have to dig down a little bit to avoid the cannon. Just makes the pot that little bit more difficult. Played it well, and a nice kiss on the black. I call that a cannon when it's played. I'd call that a kiss.
Well, he'd have been delighted with that outcome. He really couldn't have predicted that, but it was a superb pot anyway. Very much in the driving seat in this first frame.
Yes. 8. Nine.
Something I mentioned earlier in the week with丁俊晖, John, when he plays shots with topspin, it seems to cue very high on the ball. He gets a lot of action on his topspin shots. A lot of players are lazy with their bridge hand and have a low bridge hand. It means they can't really get to the top of the ball.
12.
Yeah, funny enough, we had an email today. Do you change the angle of the cue? Well, not so much the angle of the cue, but you've certainly got to lower the bridge for screw shots when you're playing with below centre, and higher it when you're playing above centre.
13.
I mean, technique-wise, he's absolutely perfect,丁俊晖. Maybe for some of the old school, he maybe just hits the ball a little bit too hard sometimes.
18. I
think the modern day game is striking the ball firmer. One of the few players who is at the top of the game who doesn't do that these days is a Mark Williams, who sort of floats them in, but the majority of the players prefer to strike the ball firmer and play positional shots accordingly.
25.
Yeah, the last couple of shots he's just played
26.
Just gently making certain that's frame over. That's why we're getting the applause from this knowledgeable Wembley audience.
$32. 33.
Probably play a cannon on the two reds that are close to the right corner here. Frame's over. Played it nicely.
39.
And it's a funny game, isn't it, John, as we see Ding Junhui mopping up the frame here. Opening shot, Jamie Cope was presented with a speculative opening red, which he turned down. And now if you look back on it, you're thinking, well, you might as well go for it. But of course, at the time, I think it was the right shot to play the safety shot. It's just a strange ifs and buts game.
Yeah, we're all wise after the event, of course, but
47.
I think Jamie Cope, if he's going to win this match, he's going to have to play well. And if he's going to play well, then he's going to have to go for those half chances. I don't think he can sit back and wait.
Well, we saw Peter Ebdon last night refuse a very gettable opening red
55.
in frame 1 against Marco Fu.
56.
And you could have argued that was the end of his night, bizarrely. It's one thing certain. The sort of form that Ding Junhui is in, I think probably everybody expects him
65.
to go on and win this now. Pressure on that, of course.
$68.
Doesn't matter about the brown. Yeah, he took him 2 chances. He got in first with a break of 42, run out of position.